What's going on, y'all? It is Kojin here, and today we're going to be doing some expedition stuff with the Dark Lord class.
어서
For
오십시오.
those of you guys who don't
네오플의
know, this is
상대를
probably my least
추천합니다.
favorite class, but it is overall rated the best bossing class, and you will see why today. Mainly today, we're just going to be doing a lot of boosting and power up for this character. This isn't really the normal way that you would progress a new character, but this is how experienced players kind of go through the level up pains. So we're just going to pretty much be not necessarily skipping a lot of content, but we're going to be covering a lot of content at once. And that's kind of how the expedition system will work at the end game level. Pretty much what you're going to be doing is just speeding up your character by boosting through your ability pages, leveling up that much as possible, getting through constellations plus 20, which luckily today we got through pretty quickly, and then also enhancing my weapons and getting some equipment up as well, so that way that we can survive in the higher level areas. I don't have a full high level set for this character quite yet. I'm not planning on taking him to demon at the moment, so right now we're just kind of big chilling. I just got him a level 800 weapon, but luckily we pulled that today while I was farming my boss keeper. Call him boss keeper, but you guys know what you mean. Peacekeeper. Pretty much we do most of our majority of our farming for other characters using that character. So whenever I pick up a weapon for a class, I'll definitely just go ahead and just start playing it. And I think that Dark Lord, honestly, I see why a lot of people play it in the long run. I do think that this class has a ton of potential. That critical rate is definitely what's boosting its overall capabilities. And I do think that some of the skills that look underwhelming kind of fit into this really well. But I do think that in general, this is all gonna be really solid. But yeah, you're gonna see a lot today. Pretty much boosting through the ability pages. Typically, this will be something that you would need to sell like bossing tickets or anything like that to do. But I already have all that stuff done. I have plenty of extra Zed to kind of go around and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully, this is just something that's gonna be real nice to see. I do like the fact that with Dark Lord, you do get a lot of really cool accessories, and the access to the critical rate is so important really early on, especially with the fact that I have expeditions coupled with it. Like, Dark Lord is overall just going to be really great. I think it's just going to be really solid. But yeah, right now we're just enhancing our gear. We're just trying to enchant it, get it to plus 25 or more. Once you hit level 25 though, you get the free plus 26. It's just how the game mechanics work. Before it used to demote your gear, but now it doesn't. So it makes the expedition a lot quicker, a lot easier, and pretty much you kind of speed through the enchanting process. So pretty much I think I stopped my helmet at plus 25 or 26, something like that. I stop it relatively quickly. But yeah, we get through that. I was looking at whether I should put weapon styles on this character or not, but I think I'm gonna wait until we actually have full 1000 gear, and then we're gonna enchant all of our stuff. But for right now, I think that we're doing pretty solid. I don't plan on really spending too much time like investing into gear. If I do find like better bossing gear or something like that, I'll use it. But I already have a level 900 helmet on, so I'm not expecting too much more. Of course, we still have the the tops, the shoes, and the gloves that we can find. So we're killing the Volverus boss super easy too. That's one of the other things. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to the 650 boss. I think the 650 boss we cleared pretty quickly, and then we went to the 700 boss, and this is two bosses above like the recommended range, which is pretty nuts. Like we're literally flying through it. It's really nice. The skills that you would expect to be doing all the damage aren't the ones that do the damage. But yeah, it's overall really good just to see all
미션을
this
시작합니다.
working out so well with Dark Lord. I didn't think that Dark Lord really could extend this much better than other classes could with the bossing capability. But really with critical rate and the exponential critical damage, like yeah, this is big time a natural bossing class. Like you can see it. Just the kit works out so well
미션을
for it. I think I
시작합니다.
had to adjust my kit at one point in this fight. Just to make sure that I was good. Honestly, this is the only class with the automatic farm that literally will dash. I didn't know that this was one of those things. Literally, you can dash around during the boss fight in auto. I thought that was really cool. But I think I was just testing my damage here. But as you can see, like, we didn't really kill the boss, but we're doing pretty decent damage to it for what it is. So
미션을 시작합니다.
okay, on to the field grinding. Okay, I like the feel of the field grinding with this class, but I do think that in general it could use some help. As you can see here, it really doesn't cover a lot of area, but at the same time, this is an area that's really highly touted, and I'm gonna be speeding through the levels here just from killing a couple of the mobs here. But I think eventually I do swap maps to 853 just to see what our limitations are. But for right now, I think that I just kind of was, seeing how quick I could actually level up, and looking if I was just to go for max EXP right now, like coming to 800 Star Force 3 is definitely the best thing to do. As you can see, the mobbing is not as great as Beastkeepers. It's not even close to being as good as Beastkeepers, but this is what's considered the worst mobbing in the game, considerably. It's right there with Zenicider, but I think Zenicider is a bit better because I feel like it covers a bit more area. This in itself, it's not necessarily slow, but just because you have that load up animation, that like causes a lot. But another thing I also noticed is that the shackle actually doesn't work at these higher levels. So the shackle literally just is just there now. So I thought that was another really interesting thing. But yeah, I think I was just mostly just running around. The leveling here is going to be pretty quick. People always ask me like, what's the level cap and things like that. The level cap is level 600 in this game currently. So as you can see with us just speeding through these first 400, 500 levels, the levels start to get a bit harder right around level 459. Once you start to get into that area, it's going to take probably a couple hours to start to grind off your levels. And then by the time you hit level 500, you're probably easily going to be spending about 8-ish hours or so getting to the next level. Like right now with my main, level 536, and it probably would take me about a solid 9 to 10 hours to get me into the next level, but I also have a bunch of EXP boosters and stuff like that, so it doesn't really count, I guess you would say, because not many people are quite there yet with their boss emblems and whatnot. But yeah, it's one of those things that you can actually look into later on. It's also a part of the boss emblem thing. I don't think I really talked about it too much on the channel, but we'll definitely recover that one of these days. But yeah, like I said, this is also the really good map to get a lot of auto potions. So if you're looking to get like, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, if you're looking for potions just to fight and pick up and stuff like that, definitely come to 800 and 900 maps. Now, those will definitely fill you up on potions pretty quickly. Even end gamers are still gonna have to come back here because of the material farm and using the Star Force maps to material farm. But yeah, this is definitely gonna be one of those routes that people are gonna be taking. Right now on my main, I'm just working on building equipment so that way that I can have pretty much one big day to get demon armor, and then if I get enough celestial pieces, or if I get enough demon armor pieces, I'm gonna try for celestial. If I don't, whatever the case may be, just keep going with that cycle. Just take the month, gather materials, get other characters built up to be able to do some bosses. Like I'm working on our Dark Lord here. I want to get as many characters to do 800 bosses as possible, and then from there, we just wait for the expedition days to come from the Tower of Trials, and then yeah, that's just really what we're waiting on. But for right now, I just think that we're big chilling, like big chilling. All right, onwards to 853. So today we're gonna just talk about what ability stat page 1 and 2 do. These pretty much are just random stats. You can increase them using the Z that you can get from defeating bosses and from selling gear and from selling bossing tickets, whatever, however you decide to get your Z. You can use that Z to pretty much increase your character's power just from using this exchange system. So pretty much you exchange Z. Using ability stat page 2 will always grant you a 100% chance. So pretty much this is free stats for whatever amount of Z that you want to pay. I'm saying free stat because you don't have to pay for it with money anymore. That was one big thing as it was back in the day, but now it's actually becoming a bit more free. So that's always a good thing. So what I'm doing here is, because my character is still taking a lot of damage, we're pretty much just going to go ahead and increase our HP. And then from there, we're going to work on our defense. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time with ability stat page 1. And then we get into the constellations. I think I'm going to leave all this in here. I'm not going to like edit any of it out, just so that you guys can kind of get an understanding of how much money and how much time it can genuinely take to actually get through this. And like I said, whenever I did constellations, I like actually spent a lot of luck, I guess you would say. I spent a lot of luck just working on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and just leave this in here. And on the other side, we'll have a little chat once we're done with constellations.
미션을 시작합니다.